Welcome into your Detroit Free Press Game of the Week. I'm Jason Ross Jr. welcoming you to Lapeer High School. And our Game of the Week features Davison going up against Lapeer. It's an unblemished Davison team at 5-0, trying to keep it that way, but it is rivalry week. These teams have split the last 4 meetings. It should be another fun one tonight. Lapeer enters at 3-2 under head coach Mike Smith. They did defer. We get a little squib kick to get things underway on the gray turf. It'll roll out of bounds, and Davison will start things up at about the 25-yard line. They'll mark it at the 24, and that is where the defending D1 state champs will come out onto the field for the first time today. They have been dominant all season long, coming off a 61-6 win over Arthur Hill High School on the road a week ago. Head coach Jake Weingartz has built up a very steady and consistent program. Their mindset is repeat, and they're led by Brendan Sullivan, the 6'4" senior QB. His second year as a starter, the Northwestern commit. Really calm, composed, and just awesome kid. Yeah, 3.4 GPA All-State a season ago. Their vocal leader, and he's hoping for a rivalry win on the road this week. Lapeer was actually the last team to defeat Davison a season ago. That was in the final week of the 2019 regular season. After that, Davison ripped off the 5 consecutive wins to claim their first state title in school history, and off we go from Lapeer. Sullivan rolling out of the pocket early. He can do this. Looks downfield. The first pass of the night is incomplete. Wonderful atmosphere tonight. Excellent socially distanced crowd. The Davison fans have traveled as usual.
Pressure applied by number 12, Brandon Keel.
There's Brandon Keel on the pressure in the backfield. Brings up a quick 2nd and 10. No score yet, just 16 seconds into this one. Set up with trips to the right this time. The back is Carter Siderman. They go to the lone receiver on the left side. And complete that time as he finds Flowers out of the backfield. They like to incorporate him. Jalen Flowers, the excellent elusive running back in the passing game. Only a sophomore, very promising young player. So explosive. Brings up a 3rd and 1 after a nice 2nd down chunk. This Lapeer team coming off a 42-7 loss to Brother Rice a week ago. Their worst loss of the season, trying to bounce back today against their rivals. And they come up with a big 3rd and 1 stop, promptly ending the opening series for Davison. That brings up an early 4th and 1. Davison looks to the sideline at the moment, keeping the offense out there. So on 4th and 1 early with 10:55 to go in the first from their own 38-yard line. We'll see if they maybe just try to draw them offside here. Stadium is rumbling as the rain begins to fall, blowing from left to right. Couldn't have a better setting for a rivalry matchup. Little adjustment at the line. They do hand it off on 4th and 1 up the middle. They pick up what they need, getting about 4. Gave it to Siderman, the 5'11", 185-pound senior back. Very patient running back. So with 10:14 to go, an early risk on the part of head coach Jake Weingartz. Going for it on 4th and 1 from their own 38. After a big 3rd and 1 stop from Lapeer, a fresh set of downs for Davison. Now on 1st and 10, it'll be Sullivan rolling. This time they have the completion.
Sullivan pass complete to number
as his man Deion Brown Jr., who had 2 touchdown catches a week ago in that rout against Arthur Hill. Excellent receiver, 4.65, 40 speed time. Strong guy as well. One of their top targets. Won't be the last time we call his name tonight. Brought down that time by Devin Finch. A gain of 4 there, so 2nd and 6 from their own 44. Open and dip inside of Lapeer territory for the first time tonight on this opening drive. No score yet, 9:05 to go in the first. That's a first down completion, and they are inside of Lapeer territory to the Lightning 44. Goes right back to Brown Jr. Those two have an excellent chemistry. 2 seniors, they've been together for a couple of years now. Brown has had a prolific season once again. So now another fresh set of downs. Well, it's a Davison team that had a very well-scripted drive, opening drive, I should say, a week ago against Arthur Hill. Scored on the opening drive and did not look back. 61-6 once again last week, and Arthur Hill really unraveled in that game. They go back to the air, out of the shotgun, as per usual. Looking for the running back out of the backfield. It is Siderman once again, carrying to the near sideline. And Kreiderman hit out of bounds at about the 41. So a little short gain there on 2nd and 10. Or 1st and 10, I should say. We'll make it 2nd and 7. 8:10 to go in this opening quarter. No score yet between Davison and Lapeer. A little Friday night rivalry matchup. It's raining, it's windy, it feels like fall football in the state of Michigan. They fake the handoff, a little tunnel screen pass. This is what they love to do. And it picks up another first down. Nice chunk there. Looked like about a gain of, I want to say 14 or so to the 30-yard line. A gain of 11 to the 30-yard line. He goes back to Brown. Already Deion Brown Jr.'s 3rd catch of the night. So now 1st down and 10. It'll mark it at the 28 of Lapeer with 7:42 to go in the opening quarter. No score. You can see the up-tempo nature of this Davison offense. It's fun to watch. Back to the air they go. Clipped off the fingertips that time of the intended receiver. Looking for Flowers and couldn't quite find him. So now 2nd and 10. Once again from the 28. Davison is working into the wind that's blowing heavily from left to right here in Lapeer. Had about a 60% chance of rain in the forecast. It's coming down now. Kind of a misty rain blowing from left to right. Big Ten football gets underway tomorrow. This feels like Big Ten football. They go back to the ground, and the run defense is ready that time for Lapeer. A lot of guys in that Lapeer D-line go both ways, on the O-line and the D-line. That time it was Jacob Tollinson and Brady Masterson getting up there. Alante Littlejohn in the mix as well. So it brings up a 3rd and long situation for the Davison offense. 3rd and 10 with 6:57 to go in the opening quarter. No score yet. The stands begin to rumble on 3rd and 10. Frisky crowd here in Lapeer. Back to the shotgun, out of an empty set. Sullivan has to step up, and he's brought down in the backfield. That might take Davison out of field goal range. We'll push him back to 4th and 15 with 6:13 to go on a running clock in the first quarter with no score. So it appears as though for the 2nd time on this drive, Davison will go for it on 4th down. First time around was 4th and 1. Now it's 4th and 14. Sullivan rolling once again. Will he keep it or will he throw it? He looks to the sideline, incomplete. Tried to find Flowers, but out of the reach, and the clock stops with 5:40 to go in the first quarter. No score and a turnover on downs. Sadinsky on the coverage and did a wonderful job on that occasion. Once again, this Lapeer team at 3-2 on the season through the first 5 games. Team that started off 0-1 a year ago, then ripped off 8 consecutive wins before losing to this Davison team in the district round of the playoffs. Chandler Thrower, the junior QB, steps out. They love to go to the ground. That's a key part of this offense. Look for a lot of runs today. The Davison defense ready for it on first down. No gain there. As they go to Brady McKenna, their star running back. Had a 300-yard game on the ground earlier this season. They utilize him a lot in multiple ways. Look for sweeps, look for any sort of trickeration possible to throw off the opposing defensive line if you can. They try to open up holes. Look for the wildcat. You'd imagine the hope today is to eat up clock. The rain's coming down. They've got the wind to their backs right now with no score and 4:50 to play in the opening quarter. Once again out of the shotgun and once again to the ground. The hold opened up for a second there on 2nd and 9 as they gave it to McKenna in that wildcat formation as we just mentioned. Ready defensively, though, is Carter Lapeer, the 240-pound linebacker up front for Davison. So a gain of just 2 there brings up 3rd and 6 for this Lapeer offense that far too often a week ago was in these 3rd and long, 2nd and long situations. So that certainly has to be an emphasis today for them, trying to flip the script from their worst loss of the season a week ago. Third and 6 isn't always an obvious passing down situation for this offense. As you see them stack the line, no receivers in this set, and they do go to the ground trying to set up the edge, but it isn't there. Brady McKenna snuffed out, couldn't quite find the edge. That time it's Peyton Kazala who goes both ways. He's also utilized as a fullback and in that linebacker spot, and he is really tenacious. He'll force a 4th and 6 with 3:22 to go in the opening quarter. Likely a quick 3 and out for the Lapeer offense. We saw Davison go for it twice, once in their own territory on their opening drive. Converted on 4th and 1. At the moment on 4th and 7. See what they opt to do here. They are bringing out the offense. 4th and 7 from their own 35. This is quite the risk with 2:58 to go in the opening quarter, and now a false start up front. You'd have to think they punt here if they're pushed back 5. Illegal procedure.
Moves the ball back to the 30-yard line.
So to move it back 5 yards.
Will be 4th down and 12.
4th and 12 here. And they will keep the offense out right now. 2:35 to go in the opening quarter. 4th and 12. They'll just try to kick it over the O-line. The Davison coaching staff was yelling, watch them to kick it over your head. That's what they try to do. But it sets up, nonetheless, Davison in ideal field position as they spot it at midfield. So that's where Brendan Sullivan comes back out for a Davison offense that got inside of the Lapeer 30 on their opening drive. But then a penalty pushed them back a bit. Ended up having to try to go for it on 4th and long at about the Lapeer 35, and that didn't work out. Sullivan was sacked. So now the second series of the game for this Davison offense. Back comes the Northwestern commit. Brendan Sullivan, his receiver, wasn't quite on the same page there. Intentions that time for Flowers. Jalen Murray Flowers went into blocking mode. So clearly the offense wasn't quite in sync there as the rain picks up a bit. 2:21 to go in this opening quarter. No score. 2nd and 10 for the Davison offense from the 50-yard line. Rain is really coming down now. My glasses are fogged up. You can barely see anything, but that's a Friday night for you in the state of Michigan. In addition to the rain, it's a Davison offense going from right to left right now into the wind.
Warren on the carry. Stop by
They hand it off to Warren and quickly stopped. Jacob Taunton in on the tackle, the senior defensive end. So now a quick 3rd and long for this Davison offense. If you could draw up any weather scenario, though, for this Lapeer team, this is it. Rain, winds, cold weather. We thought this could limit the passing game of Davison. That has a very balanced attack between Brendan Sullivan and a couple of very stout running backs. They go up the middle this time on 3rd and long. Ball comes loose. It appears as though Davison pounces on it, though, inside of Lapeer territory at the 32. With 90 seconds to play in the opening quarter, they go back to Warren, who's brought down by Gavin Hartman. We get a sideline warning against Lapeer. Nonetheless, it'll bring up a 1st down for Davison after a big 3rd and 8 run. We'll get a quick timeout called. 1:27 to play on the 1st quarter clock as the weather gets worse and worse. This is the storm that was expected in the forecast today. We're going to try our best to battle through it. But apologies for any sighting issues tonight. Brought down in the backfield. Ball comes loose once again. The crowd is cheering as though Lapeer has it. We're having some issues seeing right now up top. They're going to say the player was ruled down by contact. So now on 2nd and 13 with no score, another big 2nd and long run for the Davison offense with 15 seconds to play in the 1st quarter as the wind continues to blow from left to right. You'd have to imagine it's difficult to do anything in the passing game right now as the 1st quarter clock winds down. We're going to step aside momentarily. No score after 1 quarter. I'm just going to put this bag down here. If you guys don't mind, would you mind
I'll take it if you wouldn't mind shutting the thing.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Pleasure. You got something you dropped here.
Oh, thank you.
Here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I can't see anything.
Huh?
I can't see anything. Yeah. My boards are soaked. You know what? I wanted to put that jacket on. Looks like they aren't starting up for a sec. Yeah.
It's also a lot of money.
Right. That's why I put my laptop down there. I can take it down for you if you want, if that's even possible. Okay. Oh gosh. Yeah. Welcome back to the Detroit Free Press Game of the Week. As for the second time tonight, Davison inside of Lapeer territory and inside of the 30. Warren on the carry on 3rd and 4, and they pick up the first down with 11:53 to go in the second quarter. No score. You think the ground game will dominate tonight? John Lamb able to take down the ball carrier. That brings up 1st and 10 now from the 12 of Lapeer for this Davison offense. They go back to the ground.
On the carry is down.
Brendan Sullivan's a QB who just has a lot of trust in his teammates in general. His teammates have trust in him, and perhaps that becomes more important tonight on a night that we likely won't see Sullivan throw the football on. Sullivan, a guy with 3,000 yards last season, 33 touchdowns, really gelled well with his receivers. But they have an O-line that could play a very crucial role today. It's an experienced offensive line. 10:50 to go now in this opening quarter. No score. They go back to the ground, and the Lapeer defense that time able to bring Warren down by the ankles on 3rd and 6. Ball spotted at the 6-yard line.
3rd down and 4.
My apologies, that was 2nd and 6, so just a 2-yard gain. So now brings up 3rd and 4 with 10:23 to go in the second quarter. Again, we apologize for any sighting issues tonight. Very difficult to see through this rain up top where we're located. Our notes are completely soaked. Sullivan trying to elude the oncoming pressure. The flag is down. Let's see if we get a holding call here. Davison was backed up last time they got down in Lapeer territory. Crowd thinks it's a hold. Stops the clock at 10:03 remaining in the second quarter. No score between Davison and Lapeer. Looks like they're gonna pick up the flag, and after the referees convened, so no call. Keeps the ball at the 6 of Lapeer for the Davison offense. $10:03 to go in the opening quarter. In the second quarter, my apologies. Here on the Detroit Free Press Game of the Week.
4th down and 1.
4th and 1 from the 3-yard line. They've already converted once on 4th and 1. We'll see if the Lapeer defense made the stop. They did not. So Sullivan on the QB sneak puts the first points on the board on a windy and rainy night here in Lapeer, Michigan. Davison strikes first, and they're up 6-0. .9:59 to play in the second quarter. Line up here for the field extra point attempt. They shift into formation. Brendan Sullivan said our goal wasn't any different this year. It's to repeat. The mindset is the same as we get a flag flying prior to the extra point. A group with a lot of depth this year at virtually every position. 5-0 in the season, once again coming off that 61-6 win over Arthur Hill.